We begin with chaos. If you think about it, every card trick you've ever seen is about finding order in chaos. This is chaos because the cards are shuffled, but maybe you don't believe me, so we're going to prove it for everybody. I would like you to do what they call in casinos a wash shuffle. That means you move them all over the table like this. You guys both do that, shuffle all the cards up, and we'll take some of these cards, and would you mix those for me on the table? And Sophie, you can mix those. You look left out, sir. You can mix this one. Just mix it around. He's doing it, you guys. He's putting it in there. Okay. There's a term I love called persuasion. The idea of this is that I hope in a couple of minutes when you guys start seeing things that look pretty cool, you're going to go, there's only one way that could be done. The cards must be in a particular order. So I want to persuade all of you with the help of Maddie and Lily that these cards really are shuffled. Yes? All right. Now, just like an athlete has to warm up before a big race, just like somebody who's about to sing on stage would have to sing the scales backstage to warm up, I need to warm up. So, because I'm not going to make your Northwestern tour at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, I would like you to please, as I go through, call stop. Here. Okay, this is as close as I can get it. Remember this card. Remember this card. And most importantly, you remember this card. Would you hold on to it? Normally, a magician puts a card back in the deck, but I don't even want to be accused of using sleight of hand, so I'll place them back inside the, whoops. Should still work. Inside the box. I will look away, slide that card into the box wherever you like. Good. I want to transport all of you now out of the Rhapsody Theater, out of Chicago, into the Wild West. Because I am going to warm up with a kind of duel. I'm going to count to 3. And when I count to 3, you are going to name whatever card you picked from the deck. At that moment, I'm going to shove my hand into my pocket, open the box, feel through all of the cards, and pull out the one that you name. It's like a Wild West draw. I wanted to be a cowboy when I was a kid, so it's just like kind of living out both of my dreams. Are you ready? 1, 2. You're going to say it on 3, right? 1, 2. It's like that scene in Tombstone when Ringo turns to Doc Holliday and he goes, Doc, I was just fooling about. And Doc goes like this and goes, I wasn't. It's just like that. Would you say, Josh, I was just fooling about?
I was just fooling about.
No, Josh, I was just
Josh, I was just fooling about.
I wasn't.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
5 of diamonds.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are warmed up. Okay, now that I've warmed up, it's time for all of you to warm up. And the way that I'm going to warm up all of you is by another exercise. This one, I'll have you pick the card, okay? So as I go through here, you just call stop. Doesn't matter where. Somewhere here. I hope that's okay. I'm going to put it here, but instead of looking at that card, we're going to leave that card alone. I'm not going to find it because I already found it. It's right there. Instead, I'm going to try and find the mates of your card. So if you had picked the 5 of diamonds again, I would find the other 5s. You guys understand how it works? Here we go. I'm going to go for kings. I have a feeling it's a king. That's 16, 8, 13, 12, 16 on top. That, my friends, is the first king. Okay, I'll keep going. No. I want to earn it. I want to earn it. It doesn't mean I think that you picked the king of diamonds. It means I think you picked a king. Watch the next one. 1 cut, 1 card. That should be, king of spades. So we found the diamond. We found the spade. 1 more cut, 1 more card. That's the next one. That should be the, king of clubs. So we found the diamonds, the spade, and the clubs. My friends, that's the king of hearts. And now, ooh. Well, now we really are warmed up and ready to go. Okay. So we found one card with a Wild West duel. Then we found 4 cards by guessing. Now I want to try and find a bunch of different cards. So to do this, let's see. I'm going to have, I know you picked a card during the show. You okay picking another one? Okay, say stop.
Stop.
Okay, this will be yours. Remember that card. Got it? And would you say stop?
Stop.
Okay, that'll be your card. Please remember it. Sophie, say stop. What book are you reading? Royal Society. Cool, thanks. Please say stop. Okay, this will be yours. Got it? And let's get one more right in here. Would you say stop? That'll be yours. Got it? Okay, we have a bunch of different cards picked. I'm going to find each one with a different trick. Here we go. Name your card first. Yeah. Or, in 5 minutes or so, we can chat about Chicago tourism. Big poker player, are you? The J of puppy paws, right? What is it, Jack of spades? All right, I'm gonna find any card I want, apparently. Watch. I'm gonna tell you what I do as I do it. I'm locating your card now. I think it's 16th. I'm gonna try and pull it from the. Whoops. This is hard. We're gonna go in for Jack of spades. Is that all right? That's your Jack of spades. Okay, we'll try and find the next 2 together. What was your card? And yours? Queen of clubs. 2 cards at the same time, my friends. That's the 3 of hearts. That's the Queen of clubs. We'll try and find the next card. That would be your card, I believe. What was it? 2 of diamonds. It's going to come out of the deck. Spin out of the pack, around Lily's head, around Maddie's head, around that light, and back down, and nobody will have noticed that I snuck it under the box. There's a card under the box. Wouldn't that be so cool if that was your, what'd you say, 2 of diamonds? Turn it over. I said it would be cool. I didn't say I could do it. That would be awesome if that was the 2. Can you imagine how fooled you guys would be? That's the tough crowd. Okay, fine. What did you say it was?
2 of diamonds.
2 of diamonds. Let's do it this way. Okay, so that's your card. We just have yours left to go. To find yours, all I do is this. Yeah, because I said I was going to get a card under a box, and I meant it. There is now a card under the box, and this one won't be a mistake. You turn over that card, you get all of the applause. Is that your Queen of Spades? Now look, a little review just so you guys can see it. We had 5 different cards picked, shuffled back into the deck, and I found each one in a different way. But of course, I can find all 5 at the same time because now there are a whole group of cards. And those cards are your 2 of diamonds, your Queen of clubs, your 3 of hearts, your Jack of spades, your Queen of spades. But now the deck is gone because every card in the deck is now under the box. And that's the trick. Thank you very much. So here's the deal. When I have cards picked in this way, a lot of people develop theories. So let's try and unpack those theories right now. Maddie, would you give the cards a cut? People say, okay, when a card is picked, you're looking at the reflection in their irises. That's how you're finding the cards. And Lily, would you give them a cut as well? Some people say, when you take the card out of the deck and you go to put it in, that's when you're doing sleight of hand. You can mess with where the card goes. So I thought of something, kind of the ultimate card trick, and I call it the critical moment. And what I mean by that is we all mix the cards and then you guys cut the cards, and we've been using them the whole time. But what if I put the cards on the table before I asked you to think of a card? Now, I don't mean pick a card from a deck. I mean think of one in your head. Do you have a card?
Yeah.
And you guys notice that these cards are on the table before she's named her card for everyone? When you're sure I haven't influenced you to take a particular card, tell everybody what card you picked.
Right now?
Yeah.
6 of hearts.
6 of hearts. And I call this trick the critical moment because every profession has a critical moment. Let me give you an example. If I were a cardiac surgeon, the critical moment would be when the patient's on the table after the surgery when I'm reattaching the valve, because if you mess that part up, patient dies. Sorry to bring the room down. Critical moment in a basketball game is, let's say you've got the ball, you're down 1 point, no timeouts left. You have to shoot it. You make it, you win. You miss it, you lose. That's the critical moment. The critical moment in a card trick is when the cards have been on the table. I asked you to just think of any one of 52 cards, and you said the
6 of hearts.
I'm going to turn away. I'm not even going to look. One cut. I want to go after a particular spot. Turn it over. Phew. Okay. Maddie, I'm going to have you shuffle some cards up, and I want to give you about half the cards, and then we'll share with some other people. Take these cards and mix them any way you like, but I'm going to mix the cards as you're mixing the cards. Go ahead. Mix them. Good. And when you're done shuffling, pass them to this gentleman. Sir, I would like you to cut them at the same time I cut them. Good. And complete it. And pass it to our poker-playing friend there. I'd like you to give him a very fancy tabled riffle, because I know you like... No, I'm kidding. Any kind of mix you want. Would you just shuffle them? That's good? And you notice every time they mix, I mix, they cut, I cut. This is important. Would you pass the cards down to this lady on the end? Okay, you mixed, so it's now your turn. You're going to give the cards a cut. And another cut. Yes? You did that? What's your name? Myra. Myra, stand up. They will give you a big round of applause. Come. Myra, join us. You're going to sit in the hot seat. Yes! Myra, you will be great. Have a seat. You're going to do this for us. Take your packet. And here's the idea. What we're going for here is a coincidence. You shuffled as I shuffled, then you cut, then you shuffled, then you cut, and I was doing the same. Take whatever card you cut to the top, that's that one, and deal it face up on the table. Yeah, go ahead. 6 of hearts. I got the 6 of diamonds. Those are 2 red 6s. These are a match. But here's where it gets crazy. Deal with me into a pile right here as fast as you can. Are you ready? That's a match. 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 Keep going as fast as you can. Every single card. Moira, you're doing great. That's a match. That's a match. That's a match. Every single card a match. Thank you very much. That's it. Thank you. And you mix those cards. All right. Let's do this. Who have we not? I don't think you have shuffled yet, have you? So would you mix those? I want to do one last thing, and I don't want to sound pretentious when I say this, but I want to do a mystery for you. And the reason that I'm not calling what I did previously mysteries, I call those tricks, I call this a mystery, is because I've based it on a very well-known mystery. Lily, have you shuffled yet? I don't think, like in the beginning, so just mix those, that'll be fine. I've based this on the mystery that is the most famous Sherlock Holmes mystery. It's called The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Is anybody familiar with this story? It's a pretty famous one. It teaches us about how the absence of evidence can be evidence. So let me explain. There's a burglary at a house. And there's a guard dog at this house, and it barks every time somebody comes near. But the night that it was burgled, the dog didn't bark. And everybody misunderstood this except Sherlock Holmes. He was able to reason that if the dog didn't bark, it means that the assailant must have been familiar with the dog. It didn't scare the dog. That's how he knew it was an inside job. So the absence of evidence, the absence of the bark, was actually the evidence. So we're going to use that right now. I'm going to mix these cards together, and I will have you, as the cards go by, just touch one. This one right here. Are you sure?
Yep.
I want you to take this card out without looking at it and slide it into that box. Lily has taken something from us, a card. Now, she didn't look at it. Don't worry, I'm not mad. I'm going to put it over here, though. You didn't look at it, and I didn't look at it, and nobody here saw it, which means it's a total mystery to all of us. But I hope to demonstrate that the absence of evidence, the fact that it's not here, we can use to solve this crime. So I'm going to attempt to memorize all these cards, which after the finale that you saw on the show is a lot of memory work. So I want you to count out loud 1 1,000, 2 1,000 to 5 1,000. Okay? Slowly. Here we go.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000.
Okay. This will keep us honest, if you could, please, so that you don't have to say yes each time. I'm not going to go for suits. We'll just go for value right now. If I get it right, give me one of those, okay? Right is if I say the right card.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what the card is.
Well, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Yeah. Promise you this job is way easier than what I'm about to do. You got this, Maddie. I believe in you. Okay. I'm going to look away and see if I can get this. Okay, here we go. That's an 8. That's a 6. 9. Then 9. Then a 5. Then a 10. A 4 and a jack and a 3 and a queen and a 2 and a king and then an ace and then a 6 and then an 8 and then a 7. A 7 and an 8 and a 6 and a 9. Then there was a 5. Not a jack, a 10, a 4, there's the jack, a 3, a queen, a 2, a king, and the ace. How am I doing so far, man? Okay. I'm going to try this a little bit faster. Here we go. A 9, a 5, a 10, then a 4, jack, a 3, a queen, a 2, a king, an ace, a 6, an 8, a pair of 7s, yes? Then an 8 and a 6 and a 9, a 5, a 10, a 4, a jack, a 3, a queen, a 2, a king, an ace, a 6, a diamond. But when I was going through all these cards, we only named 3 10s because there's one in the box. I could be wrong, seriously. I think it's the 10 of spades. Reach inside, show us what you stole from us. Mystery solved. Thank you, guys. Okay, I want to try a little something different. I've been thinking about time travel in my work and how to convey the issue of time travel to an audience through a deck of cards, and this is what I've come up with. I'm going to do this with you and with you and with you, okay? So just call stop as I go through.
Stop.
Oh, already. Take this card, and you take this one. And you're going to take this one. Good. I want us all to take a picture in our minds of this moment. Look at the way I'm holding cards. Look at the way you're each holding a face-down card. Look at the way he's looking at me, the way she doesn't care. Everything about this moment. Everything. You take a picture. The way I just dropped the 6 of spades. Sorry about that. Everything about this moment, I want you to remember. But now change the moment by looking at your cards. Remember those cards. Don't forget them. We're going to put yours, Harvey, somewhere near the top. Doesn't matter where. Thank you. You remember your card?
Yes.
And somewhere a little further down, that's yours. You remember that? Mm-hmm. Remember your card. And lastly, yours maybe somewhere. That's good. Last look. Okay. So 3 cards in 3 different parts of the pack. Hopefully not on top and bottom. I will turn half the cards face up and leave the other half face down. Before we can go back in time, I want to go to a moment forward in time, like so. This is the state before we travel back. Can all of you see that those cards really do go face up into face down?
Yes.
You can see that? I'll be completely fair about this as I square them in. Neatness counts. And now, it's time to go back in time. It's time to go back before the moment that we had some up, some down, some face-to-face and back-to-back, all different directions. I want you guys to be honest and tell me if you see your card here. 5 of spades, 9 of hearts, 6 of clubs. No? No? No. You sure? Okay. Hold that face down. Hold that face down. Hold that face down. And I want you to use it like a magic wand and wave it over the deck. That's it. Wave it over the deck. Back, 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 and freeze. Look, we're back to that moment, you guys. Do you see this? You're each holding a card. I'm holding the cards like that. He's still looking at me. She still doesn't care. Everything about this moment is the same. And I just dropped a card.
Right.
That's still the 6 of spades. But that would mean that the cards would have to change in your hands. What was your card?
8 of diamonds.
Turn it over. What was yours?
3 of diamonds.
Changes in your hands. What was yours?
3 of cards.
Back in time. Here's what's interesting. We just did this experiment in time travel. This was your card.
Yes.
And this was yours. And this was yours. 3, 3, 8. But if we come forward in time, it's 3, 38. Right? Are any of you guys gamblers? Oh, okay. I picked the wrong guy to be on stage. You guys play any gambling games for money? No. Francesca? No. Well, heaven forbid I should gamble a little once in a while. All right. Well, then maybe if you're not gamblers, we'll try something a little differently. Let's leave the gambling scene, and instead, let me take you to the midway at a carnival. So I used to love carnivals when I was a kid. They would come to Canton all the time, and I love the booth where they guess your height and your weight and your age. And we're not going to do that, but we're going to do that through a deck of cards. So I'm going to ask both of you to help out with this. Do you have a handbag? You do. It's over there. Okay, then you'll use the box, Mel Bryant. Okay. Here's how this will work. I will look away, and when I do, I would like you to cut a small packet. We're going to count them, so don't make it like many cards, like between 10 and 20 cards, something like that. Mm-hmm. Small packet, and then I want you to sit on those cards, okay? Sit on those cards. Put them under yourself and sit on them. Yeah, the ones you cut, the small packet, okay? The bigger one would be uncomfortable. Okay, I will look away. You cut some cards and sit on them. Have you done that? Okay, good. You didn't know what to expect at this show, did you?
I wasn't ready.
Okay. Hi. You're going to do the same thing. I will look away. I want you to cut a small packet of cards, and I want you to put them in the box, this box right here. And this box is broken, but it's empty, okay? I will look away, cut a small packet of cards off, and put them in the box and seal up that box. Yes? Yes. Okay. I'm going to explain to you how I do this as I go. I love the carnival, and what I did was I learned from them how to be more observant. So I noticed and memorized exactly how tall you were when you were sitting here, Francesca. And so now that you're sitting on a pile of cards, I just think about how much taller you are than you were a few moments ago, and I think you're 6 cards taller. Would you take those cards out and count them one by one into my hand? You got them all?
Uh-huh.
Let's count.
1, 2, 3,
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Sit on these cards. Just go put them right back where they were.
All right, there we go.
Okay. You cut some cards too?
I did.
Okay. Let me see if I can. Oh, very light packet, huh? Small?
Yeah.
You put some cards in here at all?
I did.
Okay. I think there are 4 cards in there. Would you take those out, count them into my hand? 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Thank you very much. Stick those back in the box for me. Stick them in there, and then put that box in your lap. I want to take you now from the midway at the guy who used to do the weighing and the guessing and take you to the magician's table. Of course, my favorite table. It was my first interaction with magic. Let me try this. You've got cards under you. You've got cards in your lap. You had 6 cards that you were sitting on. Take those cards out now. Count them one by one. That's 1, 2, and 3. You better take those out. You had how many initially? We said 4. If we moved 3 over, count them face down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Thank you guys. Oh my. All right. Now that I'm warmed up with my fingers, I want to try and warm up with something where I don't even so much as touch the cards. Here's what we're going to do. In a moment, I am going to have you two work together on this trick. I'll go stand over there and watch TikTok. And while I do, you're going to cut the cards. Now, you can cut shallow, you can cut deep, you can cut wherever you want. But wherever you cut, Mel Bryan will have you do the cutting, okay? Wherever you cut, so you cut shallow, you cut deep, you're going to lift the cards, and then I want you to turn over whatever card he's cut to. You're going to turn it face up, and you're going to remember it. If you guys see it, great, but you're going to remember the card. And then I want you to drop these back on top to sandwich it in the middle of the deck. Do you understand?
Sounds good.
Okay. I'll be back here watching TikTok.
Bucks Pacers game 3 just wrapped up. The Pacers pulled it out in overtime.
You guys about ready?
Yep.
Will you put the cards in the box just to cover them up? You got them in the box? Okay, this is the part where a magician would come back over, take them out of the box, and then manipulate them. I don't want to do that here. I want to try it long distance. Now, I'm not a mentalist, so I'm not going to tell you what cards you cut to. But if I had to guess, there's red cards and black cards. I think it was a red card. Is that right?
It's right.
I mean, okay, cool. That could be a lucky guess. There are number cards and picture cards, but I think this one is a number card. Holy shit, this part never works. There's a number card. Now, it could be high or it could be low, but I think this is a high number card. Is that right? I did that. 8 of diamonds? I mean, I don't know, but that just seems kind of amazing because I'm all the way over here. Now, let's just recap a second. You cut wherever you wanted, you turn the card over, and you put it somewhere in the deck, right? Watch this. It's 32. No, it's 31. You put it 31st from the top of the deck. Look. You cut wherever you wanted.
Right.
I read your mind and told you it was the 8 of diamonds, but then I told you you put it in the deck at 31. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. That's 31, and that's I think that's a good trick. Okay. It's time to gamble. I'm sorry that you guys haven't gambled before, but let's do, this is the trial by fire, right? Do you know the rules of poker? Can you give those a cut for me?
Yep.
Do you know the rules of poker? No?
Not really.
Mel Bryan?
Which
Poker?
version of poker?
Oh, well, Josh's poker.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I would hope not, because if you do, that would be freaky. I'm going to teach all of you how to play Josh's poker. The great thing about Josh's poker is there's really only one rule, and I will show you in a moment. But first, we need to get somebody picking a card. So, Francesca, that will be you. Just say stop as I riffle through.
Stop.
That will be yours. Can you remember that card?
Okay.
You guys are helping remember? Remember? Okay. And give him a cut. The only rule in Josh's poker is that whoever has Francesca's card wins the money. Okay? So we'll deal out the cards, we'll deal out the whole deck, and whoever has your card wins the money. Sound fair? Let's get our money out. No, you don't have to take out your money just yet. Here's the dealing. The dealing's a little unorthodox. I deal one to myself and one to Francesca, but then I deal one to myself, and then I deal one to Mel Bryan. Then again, one to myself and one to you, and we continue in this fashion throughout the whole deck. What some of you may notice, the more observant of you, is that I get twice as many cards as my opponent. That, my friends, is why it's called Josh's poker. I get twice as many cards as you. Whoever has your card wins the money. So, for example, we're going to look at our hands in a second. If you happen to have the card you saw, which I didn't see, I give you $100. If you have it, I give you $100. If I happen to have it here, you give me $100 each. I'm glad you find that fair. It's not really fair because I have twice the cards. So let's do this. Let's let them play on the same team. Now it's fair because now we have this. You see the same number of cards? So now you would bet 100, but you wouldn't. These smart LA people. All right. Then I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to give you half again as many cards so that by the end of this deal, you have 3 times the number of cards I have. Now the odds are in your favor. New deal. Just a proposal. You tell me how you feel about it. If it's in your pile, which is substantially bigger, I give you $200 each. If it's in my pile, you guys give me $50 each. You are literally the nicest human being in the face of the earth. Nobody agrees. Don't agree to that. It's a terrible deal. Mel Bryan, what are you doing? This is why you don't gamble. Let me make the deal better. Usually I got to twist arms. Look, I'm going to give you half as many cards. That's a little... In fact, you guys are so nice. I can't take your money. Look, I'm giving you more. In fact, I'm going to give you all but 2 cards. Look, you have 50 cards to my 2. And before we make one final offer, I will show you my 2 cards, and then you decide if you want to play. 2 of diamonds and king of spades. 2 of diamonds, king of spades. If you picked one of those 2 cards, you could be in trouble. Any other card, and I got to tell you, you're about to be on easy street. And look, because I'm a gentleman, I only need 1 card. Just the one. Why do I feel like I'm selling you a car? Last deal. If it's in your pile, I give you each $500. If it's in my pile, you give me nothing. Deal or no deal?
Deal.
Deal.
All right, let's play Josh's poker. What was your card?
Ace of diamonds.
I think you mean 2 of diamonds. Was it 2, right? 2. Why do you take such pleasure? Guess what? I win. Thank you. Everything that we have done up to this point, in musical terms, you could call a sonata, an etude, a concerto. What I want to close with this afternoon is to show you what we could call a symphony of a card trick, a much more involved, much more difficult thing to do. And to do this, I'm going to ask everybody in this audience, everybody watching right now, to think of a card. The way that I had you think of a card before. Is everybody thinking of one? How many people are thinking of a diamond? Raise your hand. 6 or 7 people. Okay, good. That gives me a head start. I'm going to try to find every single person's card. Everybody who is thinking of a card, don't forget the card that you're thinking of, and I will try and find that card right now. But to make it more difficult, I'm going to take away my powers of sight so that this becomes truly an exercise in sleight of hand. Okay. Are these cards face down or face up?
Face down.
Face down, good. Okay, thank you for that. I'm going to try and find every single person's card in the deck. Now, this would take 2 hours if I went row by row to do it. So instead, I'm going to do the far more difficult task of finding every single card in this deck. This deck that you helped me mix, and then we mixed again. I will try to find the next one. If you were thinking of a diamond, is that the 2 of diamonds?
It is.
Yes.
That goes with the ace. If you were thinking of the 3 and the 4, it would look a little something like this. That's the 3, that's the 4.
Yes.
Typically there's applause there, but I'm going to keep going. You guys are... All right. The 5 of diamonds is a tough one. I think it's about 18th from the top when I saw it last. That should be the 5 of diamonds. Is that the 5 of diamonds? We'll try and find the 6 and the 7 at the same time. That should be the 6, that should be the 7, 6 and the 7. We'll try and find the next one. The 8 of diamonds should be about 19th from the bottom. That should be 8 of diamonds. Is that right? Is that the 8 of diamonds? We'll try and make a couple of cuts. That's the 9, that's the 10, that's the jack, that's the queen, that's the 9, the 10, the jack, the queen. We have the 9, the 10, the jack, the queen. We'll try and find the king for those thinking of the king of diamonds. See if we can trap the king of diamonds. Is that the king? But of course, while I was looking for those diamonds, I was doing something else. As we were doing all of these tricks, the card that you thought of, the card that we cut to, going back in time, what I was really doing was trying to reorder these cards. So if you thought of a heart, that's the ace. That's the 2, that's the 3, the 4, the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king of hearts. That's the ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king of spades. That's the ace, 3, king of clubs. That's the show. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you both for helping. Thank you so much for helping. Thanks, everybody.